I can't even begin to tell you how important it is to keep the instrument you play in good working condition. It's so easy and relatively cheap and takes just a little bit of time to keep your trumpet in great playing condition that there's no reason it should ever be in bad shape. Can you tell some of my students haven't been doing very well at this in the past? Okay, first let's talk about oiling the valves. Piston valves just work like the pistons in your family car that keep the engines moving. The valve itself moves up and down inside this thing that we call the casing. I'm going to kind of turn it this way so you can see a little better. This thing we call the valve casing. And it should be able to move very easily and freely. In order for that to happen, it must be lubricated from time to time with valve oil. There's a ton of different types of valve oils on the market. Some are better than others, but you need to talk with your band director to see which one they prefer. To remove the valve for oiling, carefully unscrew the valve right here. Careful not to do this part because it could break the whole valve apart. Okay, unscrew right here and it should come out completely. So be very careful, okay? And there we go. Now, you're gonna take your valve oil, this is the particular type that I have, and apply a small amount to the section of the valve, this part down here, just the silver part. Don't apply up here. Okay, just this part down here, the silver part where the holes are. You're going to take just a little bit, squeeze lightly up and down. You might have a little bit dripping off. That's okay. Try to keep it away from your pants because it does stain a little bit. Once you've done that, you can put the valve back in. Now, I'm going to try to hold this really close to the camera. There is a small valve guide right where my ring finger is. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to try to make it really close. It may be hard to see. Right there where my ring finger is, there's a small valve guide that lines up, it just sticks out a little bit, and it lines up with a very small notch inside the trumpet. You probably can't see it on here at all, but there's a small notch inside there. If you put it back in correctly, the valve won't be able to twist around at all. Right now, I see I can twist it, and it stops right where the valve guide should be. If for some reason the valve isn't working, just twist it around a little bit, just lightly, and it'll probably find its real spot. Now, you screw this back in and just press the valve up and down a few times to make sure to distribute the oil, and then you're good to go. You do that every so often, you won't have to deal with stuck valves ever, okay? One word of caution, take the valves out and put them back in one at a time. The valves are specifically matched up to their location on the instrument, and the instrument will not function at all with them in the wrong place, okay? Now, let's talk about oiling the tuning slides. I like to describe the tuning slides as they should move easily but slowly. We want them to be able to move, but we don't want them to move so freely that they'll fall out. Valve oil is generally not okay for tuning slides unless they're specifically indicated that valve slide combination oil, and there are some out there. There are many types of different oils and creams and slide creams that work, and even some non-traditional methods, some different lotions and things like that, as long as they're natural, contain lanolin. But again, talk to your band director to make sure that you're using the one that they prefer. The method for applying whatever substance it is all basically the same. I'm going to take out this main tuning slide. I personally like to wipe it down with a paper towel, wipe the interior part of the valve, because a lot of times there's leftover slide grease and gunk on there that we want a clean surface to apply the slide oil or slide cream to. Then I'm going to take, this is actually a gel, a tuning slide grease, but again, they all work the same. And what I like to do is I just apply just a little bit, just a thin line. This stuff is actually difficult to come out. I just apply a thin line on both of them, okay? Less is more here, okay? Less is more. Don't go gunking it up or else the slide's not going to move at all. Then I just use my fingers or my hand to kind of spread it around. And you can feel when it's actually gone all the way around, and it should be good to go, okay? Probably need to wipe your hands off with the towel. And then we'll put it back in gently. Make sure to put it back in the same way we had it out. Carefully line these up. Again, move them in and out a little bit just to make sure that the oil and grease or whatever is evenly distributed, and you're good to go. There is a bit more to keeping the instrument clean and in working order, but these are the first few steps that'll get you started as you're getting ready to play this instrument, okay? Remember, ask your band director if there's something you don't understand or the moment you expect there to be a problem with your instrument, if something's not working right, talk to your band director, because it might be something they could fix very easily. Or if you try to fix it, you could cause greater damage. So make sure to talk with your band director, okay? Once you understand all those things of oiling the valves and oiling the slides, you can go ahead and click the link at the bottom of the page to move on to the next step.